How to awaken your energy centers. And by energy centers, I'm not talking about the chakras. I'm talking about the three reservoirs of energy we have within our system. These energy centers, these energy reservoirs are very important when it comes to wanting to control the flow of energy within the system. Now, these energy centers are also called the Dantians. They have other names. But so how do we activate them? How do we awaken them? Well, we start with the first one, the lower Dantian. To be able to activate it, we have to know where it is. And in a minute, I'm going to explain exactly where it is. First of all, we have to understand the lower Dantian. It is said that everybody has this energy center activated until about the age of 10. And this is because up until the age of 10, we grow at a tremendous rate. And therefore, we need this center active whilst we are growing. And then around the age of 10, it sort of shuts down. So we're not trying to awaken something for the first time. We're simply trying to reactivate it, which makes the whole process much, much easier. So we have to go about this in order. We have to start with the lower one. And then the other thing we have to remember is with these energy reservoirs, we can store energy in the lower one only. The others we can activate and we can get them flowing. But we do not try and store energy there because it will lead to problems which can be numerous. So we want to keep the river flowing once activated. We never want them to become stagnant with energy. And this is where the microcosmic orbit comes in. But we'll get to that later. So where is this lower energy center? Well, if we take 2 fingers and we place them literally below our navel, then we take a third one and we put it right below the 2 fingers. And we just press slightly. And then from where we're pressing, we imagine a line from where we're pressing going straight back to the spine. Got it? Okay, that is one axis. Now we need another axis to pinpoint the location of this place. So if we now place our attention on our perineum, which is the muscle between your genitals and your anus, and you just squeeze it, you just pull it, you just tighten it. This is, yes, the Muladhara. And as we pull it, and we pull upwards, so where that line, that sensation we get in our body going up, crosses the line where our finger is, that in the center of the body is the point of the lower Dantian. Now we can activate this and awaken this by sitting with a form of energy transmission. I have a video about activating the 3 energy transmissions. You can find it on my channel. Go to my channel, look it up, and you'll see I have a video. There's a thumbnail. You can literally see the 3 points. However, we can also do this by ourselves. This is not an exercise in visualization. This is about feeling the area. For some people, they will manage to feel this in a couple of minutes. For others, it can take weeks. For others, it can take months when doing it by themselves. In the martial arts, yes, this is the point of Qi. This is the central point where Qi masters and martial artists focus the energy and draw in the prana and pull the prana to then be able to do those amazing feats of strength. So when we store the Qi there, we can literally transform it into very powerful physical movement. but we can use it for many things. But so we find that point, finger, back, pull up, where the cross is. And very, very simply, place your attention to that point. That's it. Sit, stand, when walking, keep your attention on that point. And just wait. Amazingly simple. Just keep focusing there. Now, as we do this, one of the places that many people feel becoming active is actually the point that we were pressing on the front of our bodies. That is a major meridian point that also has the nickname the false Dantian. So if you feel sensations at the front, we need to bring our attention further back into the middle of the body. Because we're not trying to activate the false Dantian, we're trying to activate the actual Dantian. So if you notice that point, just pull the awareness further back and just sit and just wait. Keeping your attention there, nothing else, no visualization, just waiting for a feeling to occur. It can be minutes, it can be hours, it can be days, weeks, months of practice. And then eventually, whenever it happens, we're going to start to feel something. Now, this something can be very, very small. It can be like the pin of a head of a nail. It can be like a tickling feeling, a bubbling feeling, a feeling of warmth, a feeling of cold, a feeling of stirring. Whatever it is, it's just there. Sitting, feeling, waiting. Now, if you know how to form a chi ball, this can help. And if you don't know how to form a chi ball, I'm going to explain it. So if we place our hands in front of each other, and we start to feel a tingling in typically the first thing that happens, in our fingertips. And it can be a buzzing, or a sort of like electrical feeling, or a pulsing, more of a magnetic feeling between the fingers. Focusing our flow now on the tips of the fingers. But for this exercise, we don't actually want the fingertips tingling. We want our Lau Gong. Lau Gong, the center of the hand. We want the feeling there. So we can draw the attention from the fingertips down to the Lau Gong. And if you've ever played cat's cradle when you were a kid, you can literally take the middle finger and almost cat's cradle from that point, one out and the other out. And you can start to feel a connection, an opening, an activation of this part of the hand. When we have that active, we can then take this feeling. We can turn our hands. Now, we don't have our hands right on top of each other. We have Lau Gong, the center of the palm, on top of the center of the palm. And we can bring this in front of our bodies in front of the place of the lower Dantian, in the place of this lower energy center. And as we connect the energy between the two Lau Gong areas, we can feel within our bodies a reaction occurring within that area of the lower energy center. Now, do we have our left hand in front of our right, above our right hand, or our right hand above our left hand? It really doesn't matter. Because at a certain point, we're going to say, right, now we're going to swap our hands. And we're going to do the same thing. And we're just going to keep swapping. In your own time, I'm doing it very quickly here. Take 2 or 3 minutes in each place before you swap the hands. And if the Lau Gongs are activated and you feel that connection, you should start to feel quite a lot faster. When I say quite a lot faster, it depends. If you don't feel it in 2 minutes, it still might take you months of work without someone helping you do it. As I said, go to that video, it can help. And you can start to feel this connection. That's it. It's that simple. You can do it by yourself. You can do it with the aid of that video. If you want more help with this, to have an active transmission doing this, you can go to theawakenenergy.com and book a private session with me, and we can go through this and I can help you activate this within a session. For some people it might take 2, but for most people within 1 session. I also teach this as part of my trainings. So have a look at my trainings, check them out. It's where we go and we awaken the Kundalini. Because this is very important when it comes to awakening the Kundalini, the control that comes from the energy centers. And so in later videos, I will produce more to then teach you how to activate the middle Dantian, the middle energy center, the heart, and another one for the head. The reason I'm not going to do it here is because we really have to feel, not imagine, not visualize. We have to imagine this happening. Now, I said it can be at the beginning, like the head of a pin, the tiny prick there. And with practice, it's going to grow to the size of a pea, to the size of a golf ball, to the size of a tennis ball. And it can actually grow to become the size of like a baseball or a grapefruit. It can really become that large in time. And as it builds, you may feel it starts to have a flow or a direction to it. Maybe topspin, maybe backspin. And that will be an awesome sign that you are really progressing with this. And each time you sit with it, you can sit with your hands to help you really connect and feel that pull going. And you'll find, again, by moving your hands over and over, it actually helps to create a spin within this energy center. After the practice, allow the feeling just to dissipate, because we don't want to, at this stage, store the energy. We just want to build a connection to it. And over time, hours, days, weeks, this will grow and get bigger and stronger. You want to activate it very quickly. I've already mentioned how we can go about that. Or take your time and just do this. It is a very powerful energy center to activate. And you'll find you get to a certain point that instead of just building, it gets to a point where this starts to really start to become lighter, more open. And it literally starts to feel like a little reservoir inside of you, really filling up with energy. And we can use the breath to help us. Typical pranic breathing, breathing in. The air fills the lungs, gets to the diaphragm, but then there's a little vibration that goes down, and we can draw the prana down into this area to help it grow. It's a way to think about how it works. With each breath, we can build this energy and build this energy and build this energy. This is how we start to activate this very important energy center. Subscribe to the channel. Share this with anyone who you might think will find it useful. And then I will see you in another video.